Welcome everyone to the Daily Hustle. I'm here with my guy, Coach Jonathan Williams. Thanks very much for being a part of this.
Appreciate it.
Episode 4, about to put this down right now. You've had such an impact on a lot of people for so many years that you've been here in Montreal, longer than me, obviously. Doing your thing with football, coaching, now as a trainer and an instructor. So welcome, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for letting me come down here again, once again. So everybody wants to know usually how people begin in the industry. How did you yourself get started?
I'm going to say like about 10 years ago, I was just like, I could say like for the most part, I was just trying to get myself involved in the community. I needed more of a challenge. I needed to be more with people physically and try to find ways to get them on another level and help give back to them in another way. You and I were over at CLO Studios.
Right.
That's kind of where it's all began. Right. You know, because I was already coaching, it was just a natural transition for me to like apply those skill sets in a group setting. So, you know, that's kind of where it started.
What's your most popping class? Because I've seen videos of your classes live.
Yeah.
Some of the classes are pretty hot in the rooms you have them in.
Well, like Heat was really, it was really an inspiration from what I'd seen on Instagram with other trainers. It kind of started off where it's a 20-10 Tabata. Usually it's an 8-round. And then you pick like 4 to maybe 5 different exercises and you try to repeat that pattern with those 8 rounds. I just kind of chopped it down to 6 rounds in about 30 minutes tops with a warm-up and an explanation. So I was blessed to start it off at Cielo where we could go to full hour for 8 rounds, but you know, it kind of brought me to here at Vic Park, and I was able to bring it back sometime last year, and this time add in the heat component, like warm up the room, bring it up to like 30 degrees, and really hit everyone at another level that they never experienced before.
So the heat in the class is not because there's hot girls in the class. It's really because you actually turn the temperature up. You're a mean person. I thought I was mean. You're a really mean person. Man, but
when they hit that heat room, they're so mentally challenged and intimidated because one day they're uncomfortable. It's just hot. They just can't. They don't want to be in that kind of temperature. They rather get a tan, being in that temperature, or coming from outside where it's cold and then coming in there and feel comfortable. But now they're walking into the room. It's ready, starting to warm up, or it's already hot. And then they gotta move. They gotta do curls. They gotta do burpees. They gotta do X, Y, and Z. Like it becomes really challenging, but they love it. That's why they keep coming back.
Do you pay rent here as a trainer, or you do pay a little rent? All right. So as part of your rent, do you pay the heating bill? Because how hot? How hard do you bring the temperature up? I would have put that hydro bill on you right away and said, Jonathan, this is your turn. Pay this right now.
You can say that.
Pay this right now. What has been your most significant achievement thus far in your career?
I think it's been the ability to get like as much exposure as possible. I guess from an organic way. You know, I think for the most part, being in this community in Westmount, it's an upscale community. There's a lot of wealthy people here and established people. There's a lot of influential people and a lot of professionals in this area. But not coming from this industry, from this part of the city, and getting to here was one of a personal goal of mine for a long time. But I definitely wanted to reach to another level where not only that, like I was able to provide like what my services are all about to the people, but like to reach out to the more of the general public in a way that I can't like physically do. So, you know, going on global in a rotation of other successful trainers and being able to, you know, at least touch out to the viewers and whatnot. I think that's been a big achievement of mine, but I'm pretty blessed to get this far and to keep looking ahead. Further.
Well, trainers like myself are happy to see your progress, see your growth, again, where we came up from. It's been awesome to see what you've been able to do and what you continue to do for other people. Speaking on that, 3 words that come to mind, 3 I words, okay? Impact, impression, and what's the 3rd word? Well, let's just say impact and impression right now. I'll remember the 3rd word when we get there. But impact and impression, how would you define that?
Deliverance has an attachment to impact.
Okay.
So I think like the biggest impact that I can, deliver to people is my personality.
Right.
So it's all about how I've been able to greet myself to members or to clients, the humor aspect of it too.
Right.
And then like, that the level of intensity or the difficulty of the exercises are going to, bring some kind of results out of your clients. So I think how you deliver it and the style that you have
Right.
really dictates and like determines how successful you become as a trainer, or how
Yeah.
I've become as a trainer,
Yeah.
and like how like you get the most out of your clients and out of your members.
Influence is the third word. Influence. That's
Ah, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So impact, impression, influence.
Once you've done the right deliverance,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've already hit that immediate impact on the members,
Right.
I think the next one, the impression is that at first, if they don't know what type of impact you're dropping on them,
Yeah.
their impression of you is like, whoa, like, who's this guy? He looks in shape. Okay, this is probably going to be something serious that's about to go down.
Yeah.
Or, they're looking at you and they're saying, oh, he seems like a nice guy. He's nice. Look at him, all put together and whatnot.
Yeah, you got the matching shoes.
Yeah,
You got the hat backwards, the ear, and the studs in the ear.
Yeah, right.
Come through, ready to drop some fire, some heat.
So right away, the impression that they get maybe might be, oh, well, I've heard about him,
Yeah.
but I don't know what he's really gonna be able to deliver. The influence becomes the third aspect, which is like, okay, now I'm in the guy's class several times now.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I keep telling my friends about it, I keep telling my brother, my sister keeps watching me. I'm coming out there, I'm red in the face, or I'm dripping in sweat, and the influence is there. So now they're saying, wow, like maybe there's an opportunity for me to try the class.
Right.
Or there's no way in hell I'm going to try out that class because the way you look coming out, there's no way I want to try it.
True.
But there's an influence.
True.
Because, the impression that you've left on the person leaves them influenced to have others either, follow them, or the influence that you have on them keeps them coming back.
As a trainer, what has been one of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome?
I'd say I think when I first started out, I'm going to say maybe around 2010, I had nobody. I was in this Montreal downtown where they got a lot of other established trainers my age or a little bit younger, and you got nowhere to start, So I think the fact that I had to start with some kind of plan was the biggest challenge, because you have all these skill sets, but you never quite know how to put it into a package or to put it into a marketing strategy. So I think the business sense of it was a challenge for me. I think the fact that coming back from overseas to play, from playing and coaching and training people out there was a challenge. To start from scratch a second time.
Yeah.
I think it was really hard, but I think I was able to overcome the difficulties of it because I marinated it out. I put that vision in there, and I really marinated it while I was out in Corsica. It took 2-3 months to just meditate on my own in my villa and write it down after I've meditated it and been envisioning how I'm gonna do it in this 5 years and really put it into action.
Cool.
Another challenge that I had was being a coach and being a trainer. I'm also a referee in flag football. But
so you got parents going
I got
ears and coaches and stuff and yelling at you and stuff.
Well, it's funny because I think at the high school level, the park level, you get those challenges.
Yeah.
But I could say you get to CJEP, and you get these girls, and I coach girls flag football. These girls are not expecting the demands and the expectation to be so high for this type of sport. So what you do is you mentally prepare these women to come in and compete to win. And I think the balances that I had to have, or the challenges that I had to face, were football's over, you got more free time, from all the hours you used to put in for football
Right.
to train people now.
Okay.
So to make that transition and you got nobody,
Yeah.
well, now you got to prospect yourself. Now you got to promote yourself. You got to market yourself.
Right.
Via Instagram, the Twitter, the all this, the Facebooks and whatnot, to let people know, hey, there's room, there's hours, there's availability for you guys. Come in.
Everybody has their drive. Everyone has their reason why, and their why is what drives them to go. What's your why, and why does that drive you?
Man.
Come with a big fire question, boy.
That was boom,
You ready
man.
to talk, boy? Whoa, better get some tea. Better get some tea.
You dropped that one. I gotta say, like honestly, my why has always been: you are here, just like everybody else in this industry, who are trying to set themselves apart from each and every one of us. You gotta find ways that's gonna make you the best you come out in the clients that are doing the same.
Right.
Trying to make them the best versions of themselves
Right.
every time so that they can get the results they want to get.
Right.
My why comes from like an 11-year-old kid playing in the streets with his friends and just trying to outplay the other kid, not knowing if I'm any faster than the other kid, or if I'm younger than the other kid, or if I can catch the ball better or whatever. My why came from there, and it was just a burning desire to compete and succeed, and then not just do it for myself as an individual, but like to see like my other guy that's on my right and on my left succeeding too.
True.
You know, so that like you become a clique, but at the same time, as you excel, they excel.
They excel.
So I know like one story, like when I was determining my why back when I was a kid, but I had gone to football camp. My oldest brother, who's like a mentor to me, he brought me out to football camp at Syracuse University, and I could feel like I was getting just that much more better than the peers that I had on my team. And when I came back to the streets to play with my friends, they could see the game that was coming out. The way I played was just better, and it motivated them to get better.
Okay.
And I feel like just from that was like a reflection and a reality check for me that like, wow, this is why I'm doing it.
Mindset is a very, very important thing. You got to have the right mental state when it comes to progress, and when it comes to growth. You got to be thinking in the right light. And a lot of people today, you know, their esteem might be kind of low. They might think negatively of themselves. How do you keep your clients in check with that? How do you get them in the right mind frame when they got to go and they got to perform?
What I try to do is stay in communication with clients that like need it the most.
Okay.
When they're hitting that wall, from week to week, you could just see like how their body language changes. You could see like how, you know, vocal they are or how non-verbal they are, and how intense they might be when they're training. So what I try to do with my clients is just like not try to make it too personal with their personal business or their personal life or their experiences that they're dealing with, but like create that like mediator, like mutual level of like interpersonal communication between me and my client, where like they can express themselves freely whenever they choose to, but they know that like I'm just no nonsense mentality and approach that I bring to the point that like we can hit it during their break. We can communicate, touch base, see where they're at on the break, and then after that hit the next set, whatever it is, and try to keep the focus on them moving forward from their challenges all the time.
Right. That's cool. Do you set any parameters or rules for them? Like as soon as they enter the door, they got to drop whatever's bothering them, or do you find that even if you set those parameters, they still come in with it because you can tell by their body language, their posture, that they're still carrying these burdens, whatever it is that's affecting them?
Yeah.
Again, how do you help them to overcome that or to solve that before they begin? Like, do you threaten them and stuff like that? Like, I threaten people. I think it's fun. Tell me, get that attitude out of here. What is that works for you?
I don't know. For me, like, I think. I mean, we'll get into the warm up and as an example, and then I'll ask them how their week's been. And then they'll tell me straight, you know, coach, it just hasn't been a good weekend. You know, I got a lot of this or that, or I had a lot of less, you know, eating, or I drank too much, whatever. And I'll be like, okay, well, you know, like I had this set up for you.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna have to go another route.
Change it and modify a little bit.
You know?
Yeah.
So whatever you thought that you were probably going to face today was one thought in your mind, but now I have to like kind of rechannel or reset the brain to go another direction that's gonna help you, you know, get those endorphins out and just release those stressors.
Right.
And then that way you're just gonna come out and feel a lot better when you're done. Yeah.
To the people that you've impacted and even the influence that you've had and the impressions that you left, whether it be here, whether it be on the West Island at Cielo, with your team that you coach, how would you like to be remembered? You better think, boy. We came ready. We came ready today. We came ready today.
Man is dropping these questions. Like, oh gosh. Well, I think for the most part, like I'm trying to leave a legacy behind for not just like the last name that I carry.
Yeah.
You know, I think
there are a lot of Williams out there.
A lot of Williams, but
you spell it a separate way, like with extra S,
yeah.
or like 3 L's instead.
Well,
you know, like.
some people in this city they'll take the S away. They'll say William.
William, okay.
William. Yeah, listen, it's not Jonathan.
Gotta watch
Bill.
out.
Yeah, it's not Bill, right?
Yeah.
Right, like Jonathan Bill. You know, like I tried to tell them, like, hey, add the S. Don't forget. Like, I mean, you know, and then some people want to call me John. Don't call me John. John doesn't work. Like, it's a no.
So
I
no
already
John.
made that clear.
No short forms.
No.
J.
J is
okay.
J is the way.
But not John. Not Johnny.
No. Oh, Johnny would take over John.
Okay. Rule of thumb. Don't call him John.
No, don't.
He says no. Don't call him John.
Don't do it.
Bad idea.
I think like the legacy for me is so important because I'm the baby of my family from my mom's side.
Yeah.
And then there's 26 of us on my dad's side.
Ooh.
Okay. So leaving my mark.
Your daddy Ike Turner?
My dad's Haitian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Haitian, bro. Shout out to my Haitians out there.
Shout out to you guys.
Say what?
Yeah, for sure. I think like for the most part, I just enjoy the hour that I have with a client or with the group, and then watching them put in the work is so vital to me.
Yeah.
That like when they leave my class or they leave my session and they go to the locker room.
Yeah.
Or they're on the street, they're in the grocery store, and they come across someone else that was in the class or that affiliates themselves to me, and they can talk about it.
Yeah.
Like that for me is already like the stamp, the imprint.
Yeah.
That like the Dub sauce was dropped on the
Dub sauce.
jug of paint of Dub sauce with a big fat paintbrush, and I pull it out, and when the workout starts. And the tunes are on.
You're smearing Dub sauce everywhere.
Dub sauce is just splashing all over every day. All of them.
Like it's carnival.
They're getting blessed. They're getting blessed with Dub sauce. and
no real painters in the class. Yeah. Don't worry. He's figuratively speaking here.
Right.
For all you technical, literal people here.
But no, for real. Like I definitely feel like my style of training, my persona. The relationships that I build, and then the imprint of the results and the after effect that I leave on people for them to bring it up again and again and again. That's the legacy that I've been wanting to build on people's lives, in their community, in my community, in the West Rock community, in Montreal community.
What's next for you? Like, got any projects going on? Movie roles, doing commercials. You're always on Global TV. Yeah. Here I'm trying to get on TV. I can't get a spot.
Hey, man.
Global TV, City TV. Somebody put me on.
Oh, man. I'm in an environment where there's room to grow, and there's always room to improve for, I think, all of us as trainers. And I think I've taken a step away from the influential side, via social media, to increase the volume of like my followers or my clientele, or upgrade my business in that way. I think that would probably be more of a commitment this year.
Right.
Like if I'm able to just keep working on collaborations with other brands and You know, like Sokini, where we were able to, you know, collaborate, you know, work together and do something. Then like hopefully just, you know, it leads me somewhere else in another, could be another city, could be another event that's probably on a bigger scale.
Right.
And yeah, take it from there.
Take it from there. See what happens. Awesome. One last thing. What's one fun fact you want to share with people about yourself?
Well, I already mentioned that, like, I'm one of like 26 on my family. You know, I think that's one thing. That's pretty big. Yeah. I'm a sport guy, and I know we talked about this off camera about, like, you know, football and, you know, which team I like and whatnot, and I think we both agreed that, like, I don't have a team.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you don't have a team.
Nah.
And
Julio Jones is my guy, though.
Julio Jones is a...
Shout out to my guy, Julio Jones.
Yeah.
He's my guy.
Yeah,
he's big.
You know?
He's big.
I mean, Antonio Brown's a stud, too, and I think, like, you know, from receiver to receiver perspective, like, they're great.
Yeah.
I mean, but, if no one knew, oh, you know, I always see him with a Dallas Cowboys hat, or I see him every now and then with a Rams hat, or I see him with, you know, this team with that team. I don't have a team.
Now, do you wear these hats after they win?
That's a good question.
Because, you know, some people, they bandwagon. You know, the Browns win, you got a Browns hat on. He's like, yo, Browns, shout out to the Browns. You wear a Dallas Cowboys hat when they win, if they win. Actually, they won the other day.
Yeah.
Point being is that in your arsenal of stuff, do you have multiple teams? You decide, you know, today I'm going to drop the Rams because they're 7-0. Today I'm going to wear the Browns because they're like 1-7. And I want to, like, support them a bit. I don't even know their record for real. I'm just throwing it out there. But are you that type of person that only rocks something when a team is doing well? Or are you like a diehard, like, you know what, today I've been liking this team for a bit, even though I don't have a team?
Really, I do try to match my hats with whatever I wear.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get the vibes about the team, and then I just want to wear the hat that day.
Yeah.
Or whatever, it could be that morning, and then after in the afternoon, I just switch hats. You know, I just...
So you come with multiple hats. Well, then again, you don't live far.
Right.
I got packs of multiple hats in this.
Yeah. And it's funny, and I'll add this because, yes, we just mentioned that I don't live far from where I work, but I was always inspired to live close to my home, close to my work.
Yeah.
Because it was just so much more convenient for sure, and it definitely was like an important part that I wanted to have for my life, so that I would have less adversity to overcome and less like stress to handle, and just having that convenience, because I know like several trainers out there in our industry, in our city, who don't live far from where they work or from their own business establishment. So if I'm renting space here and I'm putting in X dollars, you know, every hour or so or every day to grow my business, it was a goal of mine as I got into my 5th year of my 5-year plan to like be close to where I work. You know, it was just super important.
So just in case you have to dip out. Use the bathroom real quick. He's like, I'm not sure I use the bathroom here. You know, people see your shoes and they go, "Oh, Coach Jonathan's in the bathroom." Okay, you know, he is human because you know what I'm saying. I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I mean? And we appreciate you being here. To find you, how do people find you? Where are you at training? Where else can they find you online, stuff like that?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Coach Jonathan Williams. You know, that's
let me lay it at the bottom for you guys. Boom, right there. Williams. Okay.
I also have my website, CoachJonathanWilliams.com. Yeah, and I'm here. You guys can, you know, look me up on you can Google me for that through Global.
Well, Coach Jonathan is located at Victoria Park Health Center, I guess you could say.
Health Club.
Health Club, Victoria Park. Here out in Westmart, right across from the Metro. So come check him out. Check out his heat class. It's nice and hot for you guys. He's throwing dub sauce everywhere. He's got space for clients too. So if you're looking for a good trainer in the Westmount, right by the mountain, hit him up. Again, you can find him on Instagram as I posted below. Thank you again for being part of this.
Appreciate it,
brother.
Yep.
It's the Daily Hustle, episode 4. Coach Johnny, let's do it.
Let's do it.